All right, Mike Golic joining us, the big fella, Armen Levack, 104.5, the team, your home for New York sports, ESPN Radio. And Golic, I know that you got to be dying to talk Jets football because I know you have no one passionate on your show to talk about Jets and John Idzik and the way that he's just running this thing into the ground. No one's told you that yet, right?
The amazing thing is, with Greeny, at the beginning of the week, he was so frustrated in talking about it, he said, I'm not talking about it anymore. Then the next day, he continued to talk about it. He can't help himself, and when he gets going, it's just like watching a revving engine. He just revs more and more and more about it and gets so frustrated, which is interesting to me because we grew up so differently. I was never a big fan of a team. I played a lot, and I never went to pro games growing up, and I never had an allegiance to anybody. And that's all Greeny has been a fan. So it's pretty wild. You can understand why fan is short for fanatic, because Greeny sure can be.
Can you empathize with him though, with how bad the Jets are playing?
Well, I would imagine if I had a team, and I guess the closest thing to my team would be Notre Dame, since I played there, my brothers played there, my sons played there, my daughter swims there, to be frustrated if your team isn't doing well. So, yeah, I mean, I especially when they're as bad as they are, I'm just amazed, and they have some questions to answer. You know, is new head coach, is the GM going to stay? The GM's going to be able to pick his new head coach? The biggest question to me is, who's your quarterback going forward? Is Geno Smith your guy because he came along with this new GM? So does the GM not want to give up on him just yet? Have we seen enough to make a decision? And then, luck of the one good thing the Jets have is about $20 million under the cap, so they can go out and re-sign some of the guys they have and or go out and sign some free agents.
Well, of course, they have to spend money in order to do that, which John Idzik hasn't been very good at that yet either. Mike Golic with Armen Levack on 104.5, the team, your home for New York sports. Golic, as a player, what's it like to be under a head coach that is basically a lame duck head coach? What's that like playing for somebody like that? And that's
well, that's very difficult because you want to respect that guy. And you should give him the respect. And in my opinion, I like Rex. I think he deserves that respect. But also, each player is the CEO of their own company. You know, the Nick Mangold company or the, whatever company you want out there. I don't want to say playing individually, but they're also looking out for themselves and their futures as well because this is their job. It's just like if a company was in a lot of trouble, you'd be looking out, is my job going to be safe? What do I need to do to save my job? So that's what starts to happen when a season is going bad and becomes really unsavable, and a coach isn't going to be there. It depends on your relationship with the coach. If you got along well with the coach, you'll continue to listen to that coach and respect that coach. If maybe you and the coach didn't see eye to eye, well, that distance is just going to grow larger because you know that coach isn't going to be there, and you may be there or may not, but the coach isn't going to be there. So it can prove to be an ugly situation as the season goes on because then if you're out of it, you get into the last couple of weeks of the season, who has the proverbial U-Haul hitched up to their car, is just waiting for the season to be over. So it gets to be ugly. And I was on some bad teams where the season is over by week 12 or so, and you're kind of looking around, I'm playing for myself. What are we doing here? It gets to be a tough situation.
Mike Golic of Mike and Mike with Armen Levack on 104.5, the team. In 3 minutes, Golic's going to tell you about a really cool contest they have going on right now. You've heard all about it right here on the team. Golic will inform us more about it. Golic, what do you make of our New York Giants? What do you make of the Giants? And, Beeson is now out for the year. This offense seems to be progressing at a faster rate than we thought it would here locally.
Well, I definitely thought that as well, because coming off the preseason and early on in the season, everybody thought, what is this offense going to do? But you lose Victor Cruz, so that doesn't help an awful lot. I like Beckham Jr. I like him, Odell. I think he does a nice job, especially in this type of an offense that wants to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand and into the receivers or playmakers' hands. I think he fits well in that. The line certainly has done some shuffling. That has to be the most consistent group on the field. Those 5 guys, you'd like 5 guys that have played together for a while. We know in this situation there's some new guys in there, and you have to get to know one another and play well together. I had low thoughts for the Giants, and then they went on the tear. I had high thoughts for them, and now I think we're kind of settling in on where they think they might be. And, is that the middle of the pack? Is that what we're looking at, if that, for them? And hope that maybe going forward, if they get more of the right pieces together, they can make that move down the road. But I don't think a whole lot of people are looking at them right now as that threat.
So last night, watching Monday Night Football, supposed to be breaking it down professionally, Tony Romo goes down, and my first thought is Bubba the Butler.
Give us the update on that bet. Is because you and Bubba made a bet at the beginning of the season, right? Refresh us on that.
The bet is 10.5 wins. If the Cowboys get over 10, so 11 wins they need to get to, and make the playoffs, I would have to fly Bubba first class, set him up at a really nice hotel, and get him the best seats I could to a Cowboy playoff game. If they did not hit the 11-win mark, he had to be my butler on the show for a week while wearing one of my Philadelphia Eagle jerseys. So everybody thought it was a lock for me at the beginning of the season, and then the Cowboys went on that tear, and I started getting a little nervous. And still, they're playing good ball. They only have 2 losses, so they're still looking pretty good there. But I was kind of glad they got tripped up a little bit and slowed their roll a little bit, because I'd rather not. Now all of a sudden, Bubba wants us to fly his dog to the game as well. He's starting to put demands on things, so I need to cool Bubba's heels a little bit.
I know you don't root for an injury or anything like that, but yeah, there had to be a slight sigh of relief when Romo didn't get back up right away, right?
I had a better sigh of relief when the game clock hit all zeros and Washington won in overtime. Or I didn't even in overtime. It was already past all zeros.
Golic of Mike and Mike joining us. Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team. Hey, Golic, we kind of have opposite roles here on Armen and Levack. Levack is the fat guy, and I'm the skinny guy, but I get hungry more often than he does, and I get hangry, and I mean, I just get mad. Do you ever have hanger? Do you have an intense moment of hanger ever during the show or before or after?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It drives me,
there are times, I'll admit it, I get violent if I'm not fed at proper times. But absolutely, I'm definitely a guy like that. I need my food, and I need it when I need it.
Dang right.
I can't believe it. When you look at him, he's basically Greeny size, and he just becomes this like moody little angry person.
Well, they get those little guys have those fast metabolisms. Greeny actually, in all honesty, eats more than I do. He's got that fast little metabolism. That's why he weighs about $105 soaking wet. But he actually eats more than I do.
That's interesting.
I'm like, I throw Snickers at him during the show.
Yeah, I get so hungry.
There you go.
All right, Mike Golic with us, Armen and Levack. Hey, Golic, you guys have a really cool contest. We have promos running for it, and it's on our website, too, at 1045theteam.com. If you go there and click on Mike and Mike, Who's in Sweepstakes, at the top of the page. And, Golic, you guys are doing a really cool deal regarding the new college football playoff.
Yeah, we've been, 15 years together. We like sending people places. So last couple of contests, we sent some people to Hawaii. We brought 8 people and their spouses to the NBA Finals in Miami last spring. And now we're looking to for 4 weeks, we have daily winners. We have a word of the day and daily winners. And then at the end of each week, we pick one winner from that week. So at the end of 4 weeks, we'll have 4 weekly winners. And then when we get to the college football playoffs of the 4 final teams, we will assign each weekly winner a team, and that will be their team. And then the 2 teams that go on to the national championship, those 2 players representing those teams, they're going with us to Dallas. We're going to spend a lot of time in Dallas. They're going to go have a fantastic trip behind the scenes of everything, tailgating, game, meeting the ESPN crew, being at our show, so they get treated great. And all you got to do is listen for the word of the day. 3 ways to register when you hear the word of the day. You can call 855-ESPN-WIN. You text to 777-000, or you click on ESPNradio.com. All the info you guys have on your website. But it's just our way to kind of thank people for listening and watching and kind of bring them with us to the big events.
Good stuff. The Who's In, Mike and Mike at the college football playoff. Again, that winning word, like Golic said, listen every morning. They give it twice, once between 6 and 8 and once between 8 and 10, and then 3 ways you can enter it. And the best way is just to program your phone that one way every day so that you can get qualified every single day. Golic.
Thanks for picking one I could spell today. I appreciate that.
Man, you're not kidding. I give it to these young guys, and they're trying to get cute. I need to slap them down. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Golic, thanks for your time, man. We love listening to you every morning, and we'll be in touch.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.